What I said, so the basic on this is that we're removing the cap. Once we remove the cap, we're gonna start from the neck. You are allowed to start wherever you want for the neck. I'm not gonna stop you. The only rules that I want you to do, not beyond the waist, not passing the apex, okay? That's all. Now, you're gonna take your tape. I think the tape is a lot easier. The other rule is you don't want this right in your armhole. You want this dropped. That's the whole point of the Raglan sleeve. It needs to be relaxed. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We don't need a shoulder seam no more. So there you go. We're removing it. You could, if you want to, you can, some styles even put darts because they put shoulder pads. I don't know if you've seen like the 80s. Have you seen very voluminous, very bad wings? They put shoulder pads to create that volume. But we're not doing the shoulder pads today because no, I don't feel like it. So overall, you're just gonna do this really quickly. I think I'm just gonna go about this is about 2 inches, 3 inches of 2 to 3.5 inches from high point shoulder. And then what we're gonna do is just bring it up. Just try your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just doesn't have to be so close to the armhole. Okay? We're eliminating the cap sleeve. This is just supposed to be relaxed. Okay? Just remember, when we're just marking this right now. So, and as discussed last week, I'll go with more steps. We're gonna drape this one first. And then I just bring it over. And same thing, you can make it bigger, you can make it wider, you can make it narrower, you can play with it, okay? The good news about the back, since there's no apex, you are allowed to move it, you can move it more, okay? And also, just like everything else, the back is a lot more straightforward to drape than the front because there's no apex. At the same time, since we have this seam, the Raglan seam, we're actually eliminating darts. Right? We all know how to in pattern making we can deviate axis, right? That's what we're doing. We don't have a bust dart here. It's just going to be a Raglan seam. It's gonna be a very loose fit. Okay, guys? Now, that's that. Take whatever you need to. This is just gonna be a guide. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just gonna make it better once I drew it. Okay, guys? Now, this is where it gets very, like a lot of math. You gotta measure a lot of things right now. So, you need to know where your apex is. So what we do is from the high point shoulder, we're gonna measure. Each one should be different because each one has a different size. So right now, mine's 9.5. I need to give myself some room to drape. So, because I need to square it. Remember how at one point when we're doing basic bodices, everything needed to be straight? This is the same way. That's how we started. So right now, we're gonna start with 1 inch from the edge to signify our center front. Right? Okay. I'm gonna give myself like extra 2 inches at least. Actually, let's give ourselves 3 more inches. So that will be 12.5. Okay, so then 12.5, we're gonna square it off. We're going to square it off just to help us know where the apex is at. And we're making sure we're avoiding change of grains. This is all length grain right now. Once you decide to do this on your own, and if you want to put this in your own design, you can do whatever you want with the grain. But right now it's basic. So just double checking that I have enough for my neckline. Yeah, I do. You see that? I'm able to run it off. The next one would be my hip. Okay? So I need to measure from my apex to where my hip is. This just shows and helps me figure it out. My grain is 16 inches. Same thing. So from the line that I did from the apex, we're gonna do 16 inches. Okay? And why is it so long? It's just because and you can see it better on the book. It helps us always stay in grain. Sometimes when we're moving this, the waist is gonna move a lot. Okay, and that's okay. So I didn't block my muslin, but you guys don't do that to yourselves. You block your muslins because you're a good class. So you're gonna block your muslins. Okay. So there you go. So then what we're gonna do, make sure that you have 1 inch at your center front. Alright. And we're gonna do what we usually do now. And let me lift this up so you can really see it. Okay. So now we're gonna match our center front and our apex line. Lightly, because we're gonna slash. Remember, we're gonna be draping the neckline. And like I said, you can play with your raglan seam. Do not go beyond the waistline, okay? Once you go beyond the waistline, that's a whole, you're gonna have a lot of issues draping it because it's a woven. Remember, we always keep a pocket for the apex, okay? And we're just gonna pin it all the way down to the hip. Perfect. Now, as we did pass, we just cut first a little bit, like about 2 inches, and we round it off. And even then, just to help us know how to slash to the neckline. And does anyone have better scissors than these? So yeah, so we're gonna slash and we're gonna smooth, right? Just so it stays still. But remember, thank you so much, everyone. We're just gonna slash to the neckline without passing our neckline. That's the trick. And we're gonna square it off. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, don't be afraid of slashing. Perfect. Okay, now this is sitting very smooth. We're gonna pin the apex so it doesn't move. Now this is the part that I need you to be very conscious. You see how my grain line is going down? It can't, it needs to go straight. And this is like the princess seam that we did. Remember how everything was straight? Okay, perfect. So that's what we're doing. We're doing it straight. And we're not pulling so much. Be careful of pulling too much. But still, we're gonna take out the excess. We're gonna take the excess out. Like you notice, like once it hits to the line, the excess is not there. But before it, after that, yes. So you're basically just moving excess away. Okay, guys? It can be a little looser, that's fine. Remember, it's supposed to be a relaxed fit. This is just helping us figure out where to put our marks. Okay? And make sure like this is also straight. It's all about being grain for this exercise. So now, for this style, we're not gonna make everything fitted. We're just gonna mark it because it's supposed to guide us only, okay? So we're just gonna mark it. And remember, if you're doing top of the tape, bottom of the tape, bottom of the tape, choose one and stick with it for life. That's what happens, it's just easier, okay? And this just helps us, and we just go all the way to the sizing. And here, even though it looks like it's a lot of fabric, you're just gonna like lightly pull it, and you're gonna just mark the waist. We're not fitting it, we just need to know where it's at, so this way when we true it, we know what we're doing, okay? And we're just gonna lightly tap it. Because this side is just gonna be straight, but we need to know where is the waist to make sure we don't go in that much. You could shape it, but only very little. Okay, let's stop here. So just to recap, mark your neckline, mark your raglan seam, mark your armhole, your waist, your hip. Everything is straight. All the gray lines. I want you to be here now, okay?